As a member of the village, we pledge to be an indestructible force of change in our community. We promise to respect, care for, and help others in our community, and most of all, ourselves. We will raise the standard of integrity and courage within our community at all times.
Hello again, Dr. Graham Taylor. This here's Pinky.
Hello.
And my hair is still out looking fabulous.
Isn't it?
It's awesome.
Yep.
We're gonna change the format up a little bit because yeah, we have something that it's old, but I still think it's very important, especially in light of a lot of events that's happened since that it happened. Yeah, 2017, the federal government, under our illustrious orange-hued leader, came out with a report about black identity extremists targeting law enforcement.
Oh my.
Yes. Yes. A lot of people, you know, eyes toward BLM, who supposedly killed 5 police officers in Dallas. There's still some things about that. The guy who wasn't part of BLM, but you know, it was a bunch of confusion. But I'm gonna say let's err on the side of that he did. Let's say he did. Okay. Killing police officers is not a good thing. I don't think nobody should engage in that just wantonly.
No.
But the black identity extremists aren't the ones who have killed the most police officers. Who would that be, Pink?
That would be the Sovereign Citizens, which is actually a white group, a white organization that has killed police
a lot of white supremacists have killed a lot of police officers. However, they didn't generate a report. Our very Keebler Elf looking
Jeff Sessions,
ex Attorney General didn't make mention of that, and neither did Trump.
No.
I don't know why, but I guess they didn't get the memo.
And I
put out memos that they were. It must have been off or something.
I mean, of course, we can't study, you know, white extremist groups because that would be silly. They would
never like blow up a federal building, kill people go on a shooting spree at a music concert.
That's what they do.
That would never happen. No.
So even looking at the Black Panthers back in the day, they never actually killed a police. That's one of
they relied on and said they did. The police killed a whole lot of them. I mean, just assassinated them.
Yeah.
Killed them in the hospital. And being taken in lawful custody.
We still have some that are political prisoners.
Right now, a shout of secure is supposed to be, you know, she's in Cuba because.
So where's our woke people? Where's the fight? Oh,
the hotels? Oh no, they get it. See, it's pumpkin latte. It's pumpkin spice season, right?
Oh,
the latte is just flowing.
Yeah, they had the poetry lounge.
Yeah,
the hotel.
This is. You know.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Black power.
So anyway, we have this going on, and everybody's aware of this because here's the thing about the 24-hour news cycle and social media. There's no way in the hell you don't know unless you don't want to.
Right.
So my thing about it is, okay, over the election, everybody knows about the bombs that were sent to these Democratic-leaning figures.
Yes.
And of course. The first thing from Republicans were that there's a Democrats trying to garner sympathy, but a tree is known by the fruit it bears, and who likes bombing shit up? It would be the Republicans and the Democrats.
Would be the right.
I mean, you can say Obama, but he used drones, and I don't remember any drone strikes. And I'm doing these like homemade pipe bombs sent through the mail.
I'm just saying.
Just saying though, bro. So, just saying.
Either way. So what we're looking at here is complete propaganda. Once again.
Total. And it irks me because this was done before.
Right.
You people can't come up with nothing new.
No.
Because back in the COINTEL program against Martin Luther King and every other civil rights leader, it was the same stuff. Oh, they're evil, this, that, and the other. There are people right now over the age of 40, 50 years old who still think the Black Panthers went on a damn swath and start killing white people and police officers and driving them before them in the sea or some horror story like that.
And they never did, and I can say that wholeheartedly because when you actually study something,
if you look into it,
and you get all aspects. That means you get to hear what the police had to say. You get to read their reports. You get to hear what they have to say. You find the truth. So I think that's one of the things people have to understand. Stop taking sides. Like, if somebody's honest, I have no problem with you researching anything that I say, anything that we put out there, because you should, so you can get the truth. This is our perception and opinion of the information that we
have available.
Right. So then you go get some more information
and bring it to the table and say, here, this is what we have. I don't mean just you're yelling at each other. For have an honest discussion, because
what happened to good old debating?
It would. I mean, I don't know why, because people love doing that shit on Facebook, but then you start a bunch of memes and your mama this and this, that, and the other. So I mean, why don't y'all continue with that?
Right.
And my thing about it is, I'm not just saying because they're black, because there's a lot of black people that don't like me and I don't agree with them. The hell with them.
Yeah.
But the simple fact of the matter was, if the Black Panthers were actually just killing white people and cops because they were white, they were being a fucking wrong, and I would say it wholeheartedly.
Right.
There have been black people who have done that.
Right, but...
And I do not support or condone what the hell they've done, and nor will I.
And I think the main thing is that a part of the propaganda in which we're going to... This black identity extremist thing, okay? So they did a whole study on it.
Oh, you know how much a federal study costs?
A lot.
Yeah. I mean, it's just one dude with a pen and a pad just walking around.
So it was a big study, and what it has is, according to leaked FBI assessments, black identity extremists are a new group of domestic terrorists.
They've been new since the 70s.
Who pose a serious and violent threat to
just like they did in the 60s and 70s.
The assessment is based on unsubstantiated grouping of...
Whoa. Go back.
Unsubstantiated.
What does anyone know?
I have a dictionary here.
Where's the dictionary? I want to look that word up. Unsubstantiated. Because that sounds kind of an important part of the story.
Right. Grouping of unrelated police shootings, and has drawn much public scrutiny for its apparent advocacy of racial profiling. So we have Mr. Rakeem Balagoon, an outspoken black activist in Dallas, is considered the first person to be targeted as a black identity extremist. After being...
What happened to... Okay, what did they charge him with?
Okay, after being detained for nearly 6 months on weapons charges...
half a year.
Vice met up with Rakeem on the day he was released from prison to learn more about the events. So... what this man said happened, and you can look him up, Rakeem Balagoon. He has a group called Guerrilla Mainframe in Dallas, and the group was based upon community gardens, sports, but their main thing was their martial arts program and their Second Amendment training. So through their martial arts program, they were teaching self-defense, they were teaching how to use
kind of like who?
The Panthers.
Oh.
They were teaching self-defense. They were teaching how to properly use weapons. Now, this man is an ex-Marine. He was a part of our American military. He decided to do this. He said after being in the military and seeing the white racism that he got from white men in the military.
And there's a grip.
He said that he understood on a new level how he needed to protect his family. Well, either way, they got him on charges because... back in like 2004, I think he said he had a dispute with a woman he was living with, and he was...
she said he had like bombs and grenades and stuff in his house.
No.
It sounds familiar.
No, Graham. He's not your cousin.
No, okay, just checking.
So either way, how we all we young black people, you go through stuff, they say just sign the papers, you can get out. If not, they threaten you with a whole lot of time and stuff. So you usually sign the paper to leave.
Sign paper, plead guilty, and do your probation and go on about your life. So that's the way of it.
Right. So they tried to bring up this charge from 2004 because all his weapons that he has now are legal. He's open carry. He's legal. Everything.
And was this Texas?
This is Texas. And
like gun happy Texas.
Yeah. Open carry. And see, one of the things that his group was doing was open carry patrols. So they would open carry and patrol their neighborhoods and make sure their neighborhoods were safe.
Kind of like...
the Black Panthers. They never shot anybody. They just knew that the guns were, I need to have them in case these people try me as self-defense. And that was the whole point. And we have to know that police were going into these black neighborhoods beating people like nothing. It was nothing to see people get beat by the police, and there was nothing you could do about it. So these men felt, as a man, I have to protect my community. And if me having a gun keeps them from even trying me, that's the point. Legal now. Okay.
Yeah. America's all about the Second Amendment. So now's the issue.
So
but anyway, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We're gonna go back to our word for the day. Unsubstantiated. Come from unsubstantial, meaning lacking in basis in fact, firmness, or strength.
So therefore, they
was bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gonna go with the bullshit. Yes.
So they started investigating, spent hundreds and thousands of federal dollars on
taxpayer money that the Republicans love to chirp about.
Exactly.
Their tax money.
On black identity extremists. Of course, this was after the time of the Black Lives Matter. But either way, this man was locked up. They had no charges. What they did was they took him straight to a federal magistrate. They didn't give him a lawyer or nothing. They pretty much put him in jail and said that he was on a waiting list. Mm-hmm. So pretty much their game plan was to keep him waiting on his trial so long
until he pleaded guilty and then decided to say, okay, whatever.
Yeah,
that's the game.
Life. That's the game. So they had no charges for him really, except for the fact that when the guy killed the police officer in Dallas, he made a post on his Facebook page for Guerrilla Mainframe because, you know, the Second Amendment, they're against the police brutality. He said, thank you to Michael Branch for the sacrifice he made for the Black Holocaust. And because of that, they used their 2004 charge and that Facebook post to get a judge to say that if they set him free, he would probably go out and kill police because he thanked Michael Branch for being
didn't manage to kill any in that whole time period, but you know at that particular time he might have pissed him off a little bit by you know this over heavy-handed military response where they probably said any number of things, did whatever to his house.
Right.
These youngins and stuff, because I mean, it's not like they just simply knock on the door and they're all the consummate professionals.
Oh, yeah,
they have stuff to say.
Oh yeah.
Their own personal views, which is like, okay, you're there to do a job. I've been stopped. I've been arrested.
Right.
I'll put that out there, and I've never held a grudge against somebody. Look, this is my job. You know, come with me, this, that, and the other, because that's a fight for the court. But you say, well, tell the young black men not to, you know, your fight's in court, not in the streets. Well, they're not the ones started in the streets. A lot of these, there's so, if I need to tell you to go look at YouTube and find somebody who was handcuffed sitting down or handcuffed on the ground and got shot, kicked in the face or whatever, then I think there's something wrong with you. There's a problem. We understand that there's a problem. So therefore, and two, why are people just like, okay, when people say stuff like, oh, that couldn't have happened. I'm not saying they're not good police officers. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to sit here and say that. But there are bad ones. And military, police, and all of they're supposed to act. They're supposed to operate under the same honor and all this stuff. That you police your own.
There's no honor. There's no honor amongst thieves. And I would like to share a personal Goldsboro story because we see these national stories and international stories and we think that's the only thing that's happening. And there's no need for us to have a consistent fight for right things here. I know Mr. Charles Wright fought for years to get Khalifa just to make our police accountable. I had a situation back in 2010, I believe, where a young lady had called the police because she came to my house. Well, she wanted to get her hair done, okay? And she wanted me to be at the shop. My car was here because I went to go meet a friend to help drop his car off to his wife. So she called the police because she said my dogs were loose and she felt like I should have been here at the house or the shop. Now, I'm a grown woman. I wasn't missing for 24 hours, and this woman don't even know my real name. So she calls 911, and I heard the 911 tape. She hangs up the phone on them because my sister pulls up and was like, oh, Pinky out of town. She's not here. So 911 calls her back. They come to the house, and she's standing out here with them while the police are walking around my house trying to break in my house to see if I'm in here. They're like, oh, we got to see if she's in there. And my mom and dad and everybody's like, no, she's out of town. They're like, we need to get her on the phone. So because of their attitude being nasty to my parents, they're here wasting time on checking an adult's house who hasn't been missing for 24 hours. My family knows where I'm at. But because some stranger who wants to see where I'm at, they want to break in my house. So in the midst of them trying to break in my house, my dog who just had puppies breaks out the shed and runs up on the police. The police sprays my dog with mace. When he sprays my dog bites him. So then they take both my dogs and kill both my dogs. So then they charge me with having loose dogs in the neighborhood. How are my dogs loose when you came on my property trying to break in my house? And then my dogs bitch you when you charge me.
They defended their property, their little space.
So, either way, I go to court, get the charges dismissed. That was on a Wednesday. On Friday, the police department decided they were going to sue me personally. So, they sent Officer Powers and the other black lady who usually is at the library, I can't remember her name, to my house. Now, It's a Friday morning. I usually have people come to my house all the time, knock on my door to get their hair done. That's why I say, please text me.
There's reason behind it. There's reason behind it.
So at the time, we still got the 2 houses next door where they trapping out of. Like, it's stuff going on. So it's always a lot of commotion. Either way, I'm in the shower. My windows are up in the house. It's like April or May. The police are walking around my house yelling in my windows, Tamika, Shaniqua, get your ass up, girl. Come outside. I know you hear me. Now, this is Officer Powers, a white guy, screaming this through my bathroom window.
I got it. I'm going to stop this story for a hot second. Who the hell is it for?
Tamika, Shaniqua.
Is there ever, to your knowledge, been? Because I've known you for, like, we were 14.
Yeah.
Has there been a Tamika or Shaniqua in here?
No.
Okay. Just put it in perspective.
And he has a subpoena in his hand with my name on it. So he know my name.
So did he actually knock on the door? Or did he just run around screaming? Like mental patients?
They ran around screaming. Somebody was knocking at my front door and my back door at the same time. Okay? Literally.
Okay.
Because like I said, I was in the shower. Somebody knocking at my front door and my back door at the same time. And I hear this person walking around my house screaming my name. Well, not my
name.
Yeah, a name. Names. To be honest, names, not my name. So I get out the shower crunk. Like, who is out here early this morning, drunk, talking foolish? Because, like, you know.
Yeah, because that don't sound like professional behavior.
Right. Tamika, Shaniqua, get your ass up, girl. Da, da, da. So I literally go to the door with, like, my towel and my robe wrapped around to peek my head out the door to cuss. Just be like, shut the F up out here. It's too early for this. Because, you know, I'm from the, it's what we do.
Well, yeah.
That's how I usually shut it down. Okay? So when I go to the door, my back door, and I peek my head out and start fussing, initially the officer is like, well, who are you talking to? Da 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 da. I was like, well, if you would have came to my door like you had some sense, I wouldn't have came to the door like this. I was like, you started it. You should have, like, you got a piece of paper with my name on it. Why you walk around my house screaming, you know, Tamika, Shaniqua, get up, da 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 da. That was so unnecessary. He was like, well, are you obstructing justice? I was like, how can I obstruct justice? You ain't even asked for me by my name. Like, you sitting here, this is Officer Powers. If anybody knows Officer Powers, who became Detective Powers, you know.
Hang on a hot second. Let me ask you a question. Why would they be screaming all these names and stuff if they have a particular subpoena with your name on it? Because usually, like, warrants and official papers have to have a person's full name on it.
Because they have no respect for us, and they think, oh, these are a bunch of NIGGAs, so they feel like they could come up and they could talk to us any type of way because they feel like we're going to avoid the police. So if we think, if we'll come outside if they trick us and make us think it's like one of our hood friends. Like, they'll go to courtyard and bang on the door, yo, got some weed in here? And be knocking on the door to get somebody to come to the door so then the police can bum rush in. So, I didn't think this was ethical, morally sound, or
professional,
any
necessary,
of the sort.
Or, you know, just
basic things that cause people to act a certain way. So, this is exactly what happened because I wasn't on my A game. You feel what I'm saying? So, I'm frustrated. I'm at the door half dressed. This man is bantering with me. So I tell him, he was like, we need to open the door. I was like, sir, I don't even have no clothes on. Like, I came outside because you was yelling and screaming through my bathroom window. I was like, I've been served a subpoena before. You talking to me, sitting right there in the car. I'm finna go in the house and put some clothes on. I'm not finna come outside like this right now. He was like, oh, so are you Ravonda Jacobs? I was like, nah, I'm not Ravonda Jacobs. I'm finna put some clothes on and I'll be outside. And I go to close my door. And when I do that, he kicks my door in and chases me through my house. He throws me up against the wall in this room over here and puts a gun to my head and tells me, shut up, bitch. Don't say another word or I'm going to blow your brains out. And I'm like, you can't do this to me. You can't do this to me. What are you doing? Like you're not serious. Like, what are you doing? So the black lady is holding me down, holding my arms up against the wall. I snatched my phone when I ran through the house and I called my mom and dad. So they on the phone screaming. I'm telling them, just get over here. Because I hear the guy threatening to kill me. So he looks at the wall. I'm like, I just took my daughter to school. Like, no, this is not happening. You're not doing this to me. You feel what I'm saying? They scared because I'm on my cycle. So literally, they got me naked up against the wall and I'm bleeding everywhere. But he ain't shot me. So he start looking nervous. He don't know where the blood coming from. Like, did he shoot me or what happened? So he tells me to shut up. I keep talking, telling him, no, you are not going to do this to me. This is not going to happen. I'm telling the lady, how dare you be holding me down to help him do this? I've done nothing. You feel what I'm saying? For you to be treating me like this. And he was like, oh, that's a picture of your daughter on the wall. Say another word, bitch. I'm going to blow your brains out. It's the last time you're going to see her. Take a good look. Like, this is the type of stuff that he gets away with saying. And then I still get locked up, get my house searched, had to take a shower and handcuffs in my own house. They found no drugs. They found no paraphernalia. But what they did, what caused them to search was because I had a chart in my room of like all like people I know who was locked up. And I had a chart like I would check off. I sent him $20. I try to send everybody $20 every 2 weeks, a letter, like support my people that's locked up. You feel what I'm saying? So when they saw that, they was like, oh, you know all the dope boys. And then they start going through my stuff, wanting to search my house. So it was just like.
And I'm gonna stop this story for a second, and I'm very sorry about what happened to you.
I'm cool though.
But my thing about it is this: that shit is totally, wholly unnecessary. And here's the situation: nobody cares. Now you start talking about black identity extremists.
Why do you think it happened?
Why do you think there's so much anger against the police in minority communities? Because this is how they're allowed to act with impunity.
All the time.
And the thing about it is, when you do stuff like that, look, karma comes for us all.
Hey.
I have been a recipient of it, I know.
For sure.
So when these stuff started happening, then like I said, Powers gets his, let's just say he gets his, then it's like, okay, it's black identity extremism the problem. Not the fact that you were not an ethical person, you were not professional. What you did was wrong. What you did should have gotten you locked up.
Right.
But it's okay because he's a police officer.
Right.
And the more okay it becomes, sooner or later you're going to run into, because like I said, white people can get away with this. In Baltimore, and we way over time, but in Baltimore, do you remember the story about when the police officer supposedly got killed, and they locked down an entire neighborhood with like military style vehicles and all this stuff? And then the real story came out. Apparently, he was on his way to testify against some of his fellow officers. And he just ended up dead. But then it's, okay, well, let's go into the neighborhood. But then after that, there was a report that supposedly came out. I'm hoping I remember this correctly. They ended up shutting the whole place down.
Right.
Because of the stuff that they were doing. This is the reason why these things happen. If you measure the incidents by police, which can't be defended by anybody rational, versus the amount of them that have actually been killed in the line of duty, the parity is not there. There's no parity. It's like, okay, for each action. No. There is a big, debt, so to speak, about all these horrible things these atrocities that you've committed. And I'm thinking that's basically what you're worried about. It's got to come lashing back any minute now. And it's not, it's just for some unknown reason, most mass shooters are white. Yeah,